Hey, welcome to part 5 of the blogging module for Traffic Masters Academy. I am your host, John Chow, and if you recall, in the last video, we talked about getting your blog to the front page of Google. I gave you an example on how I ranked one of my blog posts to the top of Google and got over 100,000 views to it. I also talked about keyword research, gave you a list of all the keyword tools I use to find what people are searching for, what has no competition, and how I write the blog post and get a lot of traffic. In this video, I'm going to talk about the blog business model. See, most people who blog are using the wrong business model. 90% of the time, when you look at a blog, their business model is very, very simple. They write content and then they run Google ads. The problem with that kind of business model is that it's not that efficient. The ad rates for Google has been going down for the last few years, and in order to make good money with Google ads, you need to run a lot of traffic. I'm talking a lot of traffic, like Huffington Post size traffic. Most blogs get only around 1,000 page views a month. And Google ads only pay like $1 to $2 per 1,000 page views. So you're making $1 to $2 a month, which isn't even enough for a cup of coffee. My blog business model will allow you to make over $100 per 1,000 page views. The blog business model starts with keyword research. I show you the tools I use to do that in the last video. We use the keyword tools to find keywords and key phrases with good search volume but very little competition. Once we find our keywords, the next step is to write the blog posts. Now, when it comes to writing blog posts, you can write it yourself. That's what I do. Most of the blog posts on my blog are written by me. Or you can hire someone to write it for you. I do have 3 staff writers that also write blog posts on my blog. Services like elance.com and fiverr.com are filled with people looking for writing jobs. Just give your freelancer the list of keywords and ask them to make a blog post around those keywords, and then you will have your content ready to publish. Step 3 is actually the easiest part because you don't have to do anything. The Google XML Sitemaps plugin will then automatically ping your new blog post to Google to tell it to send a Googlebot to index your blog post. And if you did your blog post correctly with the correct key phrases and key term and use the all-in-one SEO plugin to create a separate title and description and keywords for Google, your blog post should rank on page 1 when people search for it. Now, here's the thing. When people find your site for the first time from a Google search, it is absolutely imperative that you capture them. This is the biggest mistake that most bloggers make. They get the site ranked on Google, people come and visit, they read the blog post that they wrote, and then they leave. And within 30 seconds, they'll forget who you are. This is why it's so important to capture the reader. What you do not want is for first-time readers to come, read your information, and then leave. Because I guarantee you, if they leave, chances are you will never ever see that reader again, and you would have missed an opportunity to engage that reader and build a relationship with him. This is why it is of paramount importance that when a new reader comes to your blog, you have some way to capture them. Now I will show you how to capture the reader in a little bit, but first I want to go over what I call the 4-step freedom formula. And step number 1 is just that. Capture the leads. Readers come into your blog, we capture them. And once we capture them, the next step is to establish the relationship. These new readers, they don't know you yet. It is your job to establish a relationship and tell them who you are, what you're all about, and just build that relationship. We do this with the email autoresponder, and I'll get to that in a bit. During the relationship building process, you will also establish your authority. Like, I am the authority on blogging, And what I will do is I will show the reader all my awards that I won. I will show them my Alexa ranking. I will show them interviews that I've done. The purpose is to tell them that I know what I am talking about. People like to buy from people they know, like, and trust. But they also like to buy from people who are an expert. And you need to present yourself as the go-to expert. The fourth and last step of the 4-step freedom formula is offer solutions that will solve your reader's problem. Your readers have a problem, and if you provide a solution, they will reward you for it. For example, my readers come to my blog to learn how to make money online and learn how to blog, so I offer solutions to help them do that. Like web hosting, I send them to WP Engine or HostGator. If they order web hosting from any of those companies, HostGator and WP Engine will pay me a commission. I solve their problem, I get rewarded. Sometimes the solution I offer doesn't make me any money, and that's okay, because that helps build trust. It helps build my brand. The readers like me because I am helping them, not because I'm trying to make money off them. So that is the 4-step freedom formula. But it all begins with capturing the lead. That is the most important step. If you can't capture the readers coming to your blog, then you can't build a relationship with them, you cannot establish your authority, and you can't recommend solutions to them. So let's spend a few moments on how I go about capturing the lead. My blog has many ways to capture the reader. I can ask them to friend me on Facebook, like me on Twitter, subscribe to my RSS. By far, the best way to capture a reader is to ask them to subscribe to my email list, right here. And the best way to improve opt-in rate is by offering a free incentive. In my case, I give them my free ebook, The Ultimate Online Profit Model. It shows the step-by-step system I use to make 6-figure monthly income. Ebook is free. Enter your name and email, and I will send it to you. This opt-in box is on every single page of my site. It is above the fold, so they don't have to scroll to see it. Extremely effective. One of the most effective lead capturing systems I employ is the pop-up light box. Let me give you a demonstration of how this works. The light box appears for new readers only, so we'll fire up an incognito window, and then we'll just go to johnchow.com, and you'll see the light box appear. So a new reader comes to my blog from Google search, or they come from link from another blog, their first time here. After reading the blog post for a little bit, a light box appears. Basically, now they can't read the rest of the blog. Well, it's kind of faded out. The only way to shut this thing down is to press the X. This is very annoying, but it is extremely effective. And when your call to action is targeted to what the reader was looking for, like in my case, most people come to my blog to learn how to make money online and learn how to do blogging. And then I have this offering this ebook here. Download the Ultimate Online Profit Model. I'll find out how to go from zero to over $100,000 a month. Fill in the info below. Get your free copy. Because it is a bit annoying, you can set how often this box appears. In my case, I set it once every 14 days. So if you haven't been to my blog in the last 14 days, the next time you visit, this will pop up asking you to opt in. And the click-in rate on this opt-in box is over 10%. The services I use to do my lead capturing system are Opt-in Monster and Aweber. Opt-in Monster at optinmonster.com does that light box pop-up that you see, and Aweber handles all the email lists and the autoresponder sequence. These two items are responsible for over $1 million a year in business. They are extremely easy to use. Both services have WordPress plugins. All you gotta do is just install the plugin, and then creating an opt-in form or adding people to your email list is as easy as a couple of clicks of the mouse. I highly recommend you get both services. Okay, a little recap about capturing the lead. Get the email first and foremost. Stuff like RSS, Twitters, Facebook, and all this other social media stuff are secondary to grabbing that email address. The best way to capture the lead is with a free incentive. In my case, I use an ebook. And if you've been blogging for even a few months, you probably have enough blog posts to create an ebook. My first ebook was a compilation of all my blog posts related to blogging. I just combined them all together, created a nice linear look to it, and then I offered it free to my readers in exchange for an email address. The money is in the list. It really is. My email list is the number one reason why I make the income that I do. If I made any mistake with my email list, it was I did not start the list from day one. You have to start your list from the very get-go. Had I started my list from day one, instead of waiting almost 8 months down the road, you see, JohnChow.com started off as a personal blog, and as such, I did not apply my usual internet marketing methods to it. It was a personal blog meant to update friends and family. It was never meant to make any money. Because of that, I waited 8 full months before I finally started the email list. Had I started the list from day one, the list would be twice the size it is today, and conversely, my income would be twice as big. It was a very, very expensive mistake, one I hope you do not make. So start your list from day one. Okay, let's do a final review of the blog business model. It starts with keyword research. I've already given you the keyword tools you can use to find out what keywords and key phrases have high search volume and low competition. Using the results of those research, we write our blog posts based on those keywords. We get that content indexed by Google. Google sends us the traffic. When the traffic comes from the search engine, we capture the reader using an opt-in by combining Aweber with opt-in Monster. We get the readers to opt in, and once they opt in, we apply the 4-step freedom formula. And that, in a nutshell, is the blog business model I use to make over $1 million a year. In the next video, I'm going to offer you some final tips and a case study on how I use my blog to promote one item and make over $1 million from it. I'll see you there.